The UN General Assembly voted Wednesday to approve a mostly symbolic, Qatar-drafted resolution on Syria by a score of 107 to 12. It seems lopsided until you consider that nearly a third of member states abstained, 59 countries, and there were 26 fewer votes in favor than for a similar measure last August. Iranian Ambassador Mohammad Khazai had an itemized list of the draft's faults.
The draft resolution is a deviation of all the efforts that are currently pursued at the international level for a peaceful solution. The draft, in its terms and spirit, is also a deviation of the principles enshrined in the Charter of the United Nations and the international law.
Khazai added that the draft sets dangerous precedents in that it didn't go through a proper vetting process and that it lends legitimacy to opposition groups that don't have any. Other critics, like Russia, blasted the timing of the draft, saying it defies U.S.-Russian intentions to have peace negotiations. Now, Russia and Iran have made their support for the Syrian government known all along. The most outspoken opponents of today's draft, however, were South American countries who blasted the draft point by point. Bolivia, Venezuela, and others teed off on the draft, angrily charging that it only inflames the Syrian situation.
The resolution goes beyond its immediate aims and seeks to overturn a government, and it's quite clear that there is an attempt to instrumentalize the United Nations system, an attempt to undermine the moral authority of the United Nations.
We are of the view that the resolution was not subjected to the normal multilateral process through which all resolutions and other multilateral outcomes are subjected to. We believe that the process was not transparent, nor was it inclusive.
The draft in question opts for war rather than choosing peace. It violates the sovereignty and territorial integrity of the Syrian Arab Republic.
And Venezuela added that the draft ignores what he called the terrorist actions of armed opposition groups and blocks the mediation efforts of UN Special Envoy Lakhdar Brahimi. By the numbers, 15 member states didn't vote yes, no, or even abstain. One journalist pointed out that member states have become afraid to take sides on the more than 2-year-old Syrian troubles. Hank Flynn, Press TV, New York.